Hey YouTube, here we are with another review, this time the Just Right carbines. Hopefully we don't get a bunch of dogs barking and have to stop. I'm going to try to keep this as painless as possible. These things are very popular in Canada right now. I'm just going to first talk about a few of the features of it. Doesn't come with a couple of these things, it comes with no sights. Get more into that later. It comes with the quad rail. That's a $300 savings. It's ready to mount whatever you want on it. Compatible with AR-15s. Same with the buffer end. AR-15 compatible. It's very ambidextrous. I shoot lefty, so that's really handy for me. Before we get any further, oh look. Don't worry, just an empty case, everybody. She's cleared. Alright, ambidextrous. I've already flipped it over so they eject from the left. Charging handle is on the right. I've got it set up for a left-hander that I am. Very easy to do. Another really awesome thing that we love about these in Canada is because they take pistol magazines. This one takes Glock mags, it's 9mm. We're allowed to have 10 rounds in these bad boys, and normally in Canada for a long rifle semi-auto centerfire 5 rounds is the maximum. Handguns, we're allowed 10 rounds, and if we can get away with sticking a handgun mag into a long gun, we're good to go. So for Canadians, this is a really sweet thing. Now we have a non-restricted, more about Canada, I won't get into that right now, non-restricted high capacity long gun. Great big benefit in Canada. Another big awesomeness about these, convertible calibers. So this one's 9mm. If I wanted to convert it to 40 Smith & Wesson or 45 ACP, I order the conversion kit. It comes with a new mag well, new barrel, I believe a new bolt, and away you go. It's not a cheap feeling firearm like some pistol caliber carbines are. There's some polymer on here, the butt is polymer, and that's probably about it. This is aluminum. Oh, the grip is polymer, of course. Aluminum lower. This is, I think, steel. It's kind of heavy, but heavy in a good way. It's not overly heavy. Nice heavy barrel, threaded. How about that? That's another big plus on these things. A negative, though, is in Canada, for it to be non-restricted, has to have a minimum 18.5-inch barrel. So with a barrel that long, once you start adding flash suppressors, kind of starts looking a bit silly. But if you're going to buy one of these things, you might as well ask the dealer to throw in a free flash suppressor 10 times. That's what I did, and it worked. So I've got a flash suppressor. It doesn't really make a whole lot of it. I haven't shot it at night, but it doesn't really do anything for recoil. There's very light recoil. It also takes the fun sticks, of course, because it takes Glock mags. So those are some of the awesome benefits of having one of these. It comes with this forend, doesn't come with any sights, comes with a bottle of lube. The manual does not come with any tools, and I guess that might bring us to some of the negatives of this thing. You need tools to take it down, hex key to take the lower off. Oh, here comes the dog. The mag well needs a wrench. To clean it, you need to take the buttstock, the buffer off. That's another pain. Are you trying to get outside? It doesn't have a last shot bolt hold open, which is, means you're going to be dry firing a lot on those last rounds. A lot of things don't have it though. Same with the AK-47 or SKS. There's no, well, SKS does. AK doesn't have a last shot hold open. It's direct blowback, which has some benefits and some negatives. It's a nice simple design, but it gets pretty dirty. I've fired a few boxes through here, haven't had one issue, not one failure, not one fail to eject, not one double feed, nothing. earlier these guys, I guess if you check them out on a lot of YouTube videos, they had some early problems, but they say, and clearly it's true, that those have all been resolved. And their customer service is incredible, because I asked them for a second charging handle. Told them I would buy one. They sent me one for free. Here it is. I don't know, I'm just being paranoid, but this little bit of thread engagement for this bolt is not a lot yet. And so I don't know, I feel bad. I was also thinking about having dual charging handles, which you could do, except here's another benefit of this rifle, or carbine. It's got the bolt hold open notch, but the bolt pivots to use that. And so if you had dual extractors like I wanted to, you wouldn't be able to do that. So I don't know, I've got an extra charging handle, and that's not a bad thing. I also got the wrench. Apparently you can use any AR wrench to take off the fore end nut and the buffer tube castle head nut. The KCI mags, those are the Korean Glock copies, work just fine, or have for me. I'll give you a little tip. In Canada, these magazines are pinned to hold no more than 5 rounds. So this is a 9mm. This magazine, 40 Smith & Wesson. I don't know if you can see that. In Canada, again, it's the magazine that is legislated as far as capacity and everything. So if we can put 9mm rounds in a magazine that is manufactured for 40 Smith & Wesson, and we can operate it in the firearm, then good for us. Now here's the good part. Pinned at 10 rounds will hold 40 Smith & Wesson, will hold 10 40 Smith & Wessons, but it'll hold 12 9mm. So you can plug 12 9mm rounds into a 40 Smith & Wesson Glock mag. You could even have one in the tube if you wanted. And so stuff one in there, slide the bolt forward, have 12 more in your mag. Boom, you got legal 13 round semi-automatic centerfire rifle in Canada. I love the look of the AR-15/M16 carry handle. I like the look of the front sight tower too. Like I said, everything, you know, I would much rather spend $100 and get a whole bunch of Mall Ninja zombie killing furniture than to have to spend $300 or $400 or even $200 and then spend more on zombie killing furniture. You know, this thing is out of the box, just ready to start adding your cheap stuff to, which is what I did, and you can go as crazy as you want with these for, you know, I mean, this is all Chinese stuff that, you know, I'm not in service, I'm not defending my life with this, protecting my life. So, I mean, I've used this, these things hold zero, no problem, and I don't know. They're for what I use it for, which is just plinking, and thank goodness it's 9mm, which is pretty much almost as cheap as 22 rounds. All this stuff works pretty well for me, and it's so cheap. Boom. Now I got myself a almost Mall Ninja killing, zombie killing machine. And I was pretty shocked to find out that the iron sights co-witness with this cheap Chinese red dot reflex thing. So, and I'll give you another tip. So now that's the free 12 round, 13 round legal rifle in Canada tip I've given you. I'm going to make another vid of the this method of installing a laser or flashlight pressure switch to a vertical hand grip. I like this vertical hand grip. I also have this one with the green laser that I put in. This is more cheap stuff, but hey, it works. This one has the bipod, and I might put this back on. I like this laser better than this red one, but with the charging handle in there, my point is, use a piece of inner tube, fellas, to mount your pressure switch into your vertical foregrips. This is the kind I used. So, I don't know, there was even a section on there with some grip lines, so I used that section. This is for 1.75 to 2.25 inches wide, and I wouldn't get it smaller than that because it's tight getting it on. Maybe roll it on like a condom, but you can take this off pretty easy once you find the right place to do it. So I wouldn't get a bigger one. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to get it on, but it stays on. So that's it, everybody. Go out and get yourself a just right carbines in 9mm. They're cheap enough in Canada. They're non-restricted. They can hold 13 rounds. They're caliber convertible. They're ambidextrous. They're ready to add whatever you want on them. They're reliable. They're fun. They have no recoil. Get them to throw in a muzzle brake, might as well. And then just go crazy and do as much or as little as you want. But I recommend the carry handle. Just makes it look more AR-15ish. Please subscribe, and you'll see more about the inner tube and the 13 round happy sticks for Canada. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it.